From sunrise to sunset, prepare for pure, unfiltered adrenaline. This is what this year's Africa Race competitors should expect, not to mention maximum thrills and major innovations. The first amongst these was the new spot for the verifications and administration checks. For the very first time, these took place in Italy, in the region of Liguria, in Bordighera, Valle Crozia and Campogrosso, who joined forces to show their support and long-standing love of motorsports. Italy is full of huge fans. They have great bike and car champions, big constructors who win everything. This is why we are very happy to be here in Bordighera. For 48 hours, the public flocked to the seafront, starstruck and excited, to watch the vehicles being closely inspected by the course stewards. The rally, now in its 16th edition, would not be what it is today without one man, a legend who left us almost a year ago while we were mid-race. The team wanted to pay homage to the great René Mech, so from now on, one stage during the race he created with Jean-Louis Schlesser will carry his name. René was a friend for 40 years. Anytime I needed him, he was there. He always asked me to do races with him, to help him, to publicise them, and I did. He was like a big brother to me. He was really something. So we decided to name a stage the René Mech, to pay homage, because he is no longer here, and that is sad. Talking of stages, and there are, as always, 12 of them. This year the competitors will find brand new routes, varied terrain and exceptional landscapes, particularly in the sands of Mauritania and the heart of the Senegalese savannah. We've been keen to organise this for a while. The problem with Senegal is that it's highly populated, so it's always tricky to race there. This year we've managed to find a compromise. We've designed a beautiful stage which will count in the classification around Saint-Louis-Mpal, taking in the delights of Senegal. A first look at the riders and runners, and another first for the rally. This year sees the most motorbike entries in its history. They number almost 100, and all with the same goal: to ride full steam ahead along the beach at Lac Rose. This year, all eyes are on Jacopo Cerruti, last year's winner. The Italian is excited to rediscover the delights of Africa, understanding full well the difference between the terrains in Morocco and Mauritania. Among these 100 riders, there are 26 who are heading out alone, with no assistance. So popular has it become that the Motul Extreme Rider category was sold out by June 2024. These solo adventurers set off on a challenging and aid-free journey with only 2 small trunks to their name. Sticking to the two-wheel category, and last year's inaugural rookie rider by Acerbis was such a success that it's back for 2025. It was a mutual desire. Acerbis, as well as being a technical and clothing partner of the team, they supply all our clothing. We wondered last year how we could promote the rally amongst the younger riders. The idea was very simple. We realised we needed to promote it to riders under the age of 35. So, quite simply, it's for riders who are under 35 and who have done rallies of fewer than 8 days. On to the car category, and we find a real lover of wide open spaces among the favourites. Every turn, every dust cloud, every jolt and bump over the uneven terrain feeds this driver's passion for the adventure. After 9 Dakars, Tomasz Urednicek is very keen to explore new horizons. I love Africa, and I've never been to Dakar. I think for every rally raid driver, it's a must to go to Dakar. 2024 saw the first edition of the historic category. This year it has expanded and more competitors are taking part in this regularity event which combines nostalgia with performance. The days will have more ZRs, regularity zones, and this year navigation zones which will challenge them technically. It will leave a bit more choice for the teams in the route finding, and it'll probably be a bit more difficult this year. This year the rally is also host to a large number of raid competitors, both cars and bikes. It's sort of a driving school for the desert with no timings, just fun. An excellent adventure for thrill seekers, learning to understand the desert and its varied terrain, as well as their vehicles and how to manage them, perhaps with a view to maybe entering the race the following year. As proof of the ever-growing success of the race has a long-time heavyweight partner taking part in the raid this year, a category that allows competitors to experience the heart of a desert rally race without the pressure of a timekeeper. We're here on the raid because I've done many desert races in race cars, and now I'm here in a raid car. I'm here with no expectations with my friend Claude Vallion. It's my fourth Africa race, and it's a great way to start 2025, surrounded by beauty. And so it was that the race started at Quai Antoine I in Monaco for the 8th time, only the 4th time at night. This year, in the home of motorsport, Diane Thierry-Mieg was alongside Jean-Louis Schlesser to officially raise the flag on this 16th edition. It was an emotional moment for the former wife of Thierry Sabine. For me, the Africa Eco Race is really the closest thing to the Paris-Dakar that I created with my husband. I love that they've managed to keep the start the 1st of January and the finish in Dakar. After the usual festivities in Monaco, it was on the road again for all, and yes, in yet another new development, the Africa Eco Race set sail from the southern French city of Marseille. A new departure port and a new boat. Partner La Méridionale made it possible for the rally to take the Girolata exclusively, allowing everyone on board to travel to Africa in the best possible conditions. We are delighted and honoured to welcome aboard the Africa Eco Race and do our best for them. And we are proud that we are at the forefront of certain things, such as electric charging. It's something we tried to foresee, respect for the environment. I think it was meant to be. 2 full days of travel aboard the Girolata would not be complete without the traditional and much anticipated briefing from Jean-Louis Schlesser. It was his first in over 2 years, as in 2024 the big boss was unable to join the rally due to some health concerns. I want to let you know one thing. We are in countries that welcome us warmly, and it is imperative that we drive slowly through the villages. It has always been the most important thing for us. Safety and prudence at all times. And so, on the morning of the last day of 2024, the Africa Eco Race caravan disembarked in Tangiers. The port of Tanger Med last welcomed the rally to Africa 5 years ago, and it was a pleasure to be back in Africa's biggest port, the largest in the Mediterranean and the major maritime crossroads for Asia, Europe, the Americas and Africa. Once again, the Moroccan welcome was phenomenal, and after the usual seamless customs formalities, a spectacular breakfast awaited the competitors. A chance to fortify themselves one last time before kicking off 6,000 kilometres of race, including 3,600 of special stage, much of it on new terrain and all of it through the heart of the inimitable landscapes of Africa. Let the games begin. The first stage of the Africa Eco Race, under the patronage of His Majesty the King Mohammed VI of Morocco, was brand new and sandy from start to finish. An appetizer in the form of 47 kilometres of special stage that gave the competitors a sneak peek into what awaits them all the way to Dakar. The amuse-bouche of the race had a slightly sour taste for Marco Menechini. The Italian rider fell from his Aprilia not far from the finish line on the Atlantic coast, Nonetheless, he finished 12th, looking like a real desert warrior sporting a split open cheekbone. Unscathed from the stage was today's stage winner. Jacopo Cerruti finished last year's race on the top of the podium in Dakar, and he's already leading the pack at the end of the first day. It was a magnificent stage by the ocean. The landscapes were incredible. It was a bit complicated, the sand was pretty soft. It was technical too, but I'm happy. It was good, not too fast, but not too slow either. And we'll see tomorrow. I'm opening. The stage results and the GC are the same. Victory for Cerruti aboard his Aprilia with 55 seconds over his Yamaha compatriot Boturi. Tares completes the podium in third place. Filippo Pietri, sixth, takes first in the rookie rider by Acerbis. Victory today for the SSV of Pierre Lafay, who took the first victory of the 16th edition. Driving cautiously, the French driver finished the stage in 39 minutes and 53 seconds, a time that left him somewhat surprised. We're happy. We feel like we didn't make any driving errors. One or two small mistakes on the nav. We avoided the bikes. We took our time in certain places to be sure, and it paid off. There were parts where we drove fast. To be honest, we had fun with it. We were a bit worried. We let rip. We had a really great time. In the stage and GC rankings, which are the same, Pierre Lafay and Gilles de Turckheim take the win with only 24 seconds over Magdalena Zaszak of Poland. The Belgian driver Vincent Vronix makes up the podium. Finally, a quick word on the historic category and victory for Eric Claes. Driving with his son Tom in their Toyota, the Belgian driver arrived ahead of his compatriot Kurt Dujardin. Two specialists in the top two places, then behind them 200% female teams in 4th and 6th. On the menu for tomorrow's second stage, 357 kilometres from Tarda to Tagonite, with 319 kilometres of timed sector, with more soft sand and the first barrage of dunes to cross. That's all for today. Bye-bye.